Right, 8 o'clock, guys. Let's get started. Whether people come in late or not, let's get started. We wanted to talk about, we were going to be talking about the Wealth Builder Academy, but there's something else that we want to talk about as well. We wanted to talk about trades today and yesterday, because we've had a lot of trades from Dennis over the last 2 days. How have people been doing with these trades? Good, bad, indifferent? Give me some feedback.
You can unmute yourself and say your opinion.
Absolutely, Baba. But I know that that's my fault, so just, yeah.
The reason asking the question is because I've had a few people complaining about the trades. And whenever I have someone turn around and complain about the trades to me, I've asked, the first question I've said to people is, can you send me a screenshot and let me have a look at what you've done? Roy said he's £50 up today. I only placed 3 trades today, sent a load of trades through. I only placed 3 of them. And you heard earlier on the call, I'm £332 up. Yeah. I did one small win, one small loss. And then on WTI oil, which he called at the end of the live session, I took £367 profit, and that balanced me out. So I came out all right out of it. But I had one guy, I got a phone call from one guy this morning. No, I got a message first of all saying, I've taken 9 trades and lost all of them. Can you just help me? What am I doing wrong? So send me a screenshot. And I went through and I made notes with every individual trade that he did and compared them with the signals that Dennis sent out. And without exception, from something like 6:50 when he sent the first one out through till midday, he placed every single trade about 2 hours after they came out. Well, it's no wonder the trades lost money, because they're way past the entry points. One thing about Dennis's trades is that they depend on very precise entries. They're not trades that you can go into 40 minutes later or an hour later or whatever. It's like you heard him say on today's training session, he uses Fibonacci for his entries, and he enters at a very precise time. And sometimes that leads to a small loss, and sometimes it leads to a big win. And I just question whether other people are having the same things. And I had other conversations with someone else about lots of people saying that they've lost money on these trades. And if people have lost money on the trades, then we need to look at it and look at what they're doing. If it's something that they're doing, we can correct it. If it's something that Dennis is doing, then we need to talk to Dennis about it. But in the real world, those trades are working. They work for me today, and not everyone had the same experience as me today. But I don't take every trade. There's too many trades to take. I don't understand why people do take that many trades, because I had a conversation with Bailey last night, and Bailey, I know that Bailey finished the day at about 4 o'clock, having made his 5% for the day. Because he was telling me yesterday that he was losing money, and he'd sort of done all right so far through the day, and then all of a sudden, right at the end, he lost a big trade, and it took out his profits. Well, when I get to the point when I've made my 5% for the day, that's me done. I'm not taking any. I don't care how many more come through after that. I'm not taking them, because I want to make my money and keep it. And yet I'm seeing people placing trade after trade after trade after trade. When I got the message from someone who said I placed 9 trades in a row and lost 9 in a row, well, why in the name of God are you placing 9 in a row?
Can I just say something, Roger?
Yeah, by all means.
I think, in fairness to people who are taking all the trades, a lot of traders say, if you're going to take my trades and my signals, you have to take them all, because I will have some that lose, some that win, and if you just bob in and take odd ones, you might bob in and pick all the losers, and therefore, unless you take all my trades, you may not. So I'm not necessarily defending anything. I'm just saying I can understand why some people say that. Because
I mean, I think some of it's my fault, Nick, to be fair, because some of it is down to me possibly not explaining in the first instance and stressing the fact that if you take 2 trades and you lose 2 in a row, stop taking them. I don't, if I lose 2 trades in a row, that's me done, because it affects your mindset, and this is about mindset. And what I don't want to do, I don't want to see people losing a lot of trades, because it makes them doubt the validity of the trades that they come through. But the trades have to be taken at the right time, and we're probably not telling people enough information that they need to know about how to actually look at a trade and check whether those trades are in their opinion, good enough to take. Dennis sent a trade through this morning. I can't remember what it was. It was one of the NZD trades. And I just looked at it on, took a look at it on MT4 and just thought, nah, not placing that one. I disagree with Dennis. And it's not for me to double guess Dennis. Dennis is a far better trader than me. But it's my money. I'm trading with my money. So it's my opinion what I do with my money. And we need to have people taking some responsibility for themselves as far as that's concerned. However, we can't expect people to take responsibility for themselves if we don't tell them when they first come on board. Now, the other thing is that I had a conversation with Dave Clay about an hour ago, and Dave was saying, we're talking to people and telling people that this is all about taking signals. If people are telling people that this is all about just about taking signals and not learning this, then I think you're doing them a disservice. And I'm not saying that's what you're saying, Dave, but people, in my opinion, you have to come into this to learn this. I think everyone should be here with the tools that we have at our feet. We should be coming here to learn how to do this for ourselves. And we look at a few people that have actually taken signals from Dennis and we've only had 3 hours of education from Dennis, but a couple of people have got to grips with what Dennis said, understand it probably even better than I do, because I am not here to be a full-time trader. But people are looking at this, just sinking into this, absorbing it, understand it, and make it work. And yet others are just coming in saying, just send me the signals. And if it doesn't work, then they want to blame us for it or blame other people for it. I don't think that's necessarily, and I'm not throwing that out, and I'm not trying to throw things back at people. What I'm saying is they should be coming here to learn, but we have a responsibility to tell them that when they first come on board. Because
Roger, may I say something about that?
By all means, Diana.
Maybe then we should rephrase, the part of the presentation where we say, we send you a signal, you kind of copy paste and you earn money, because that's what people are hearing. And, that's of course easy to do. Everybody can do that. But yeah, it might be the only thing that they are hearing, and everything they will filter out, because.
But that's, I hear that, I understand that, Diana. But if we play with that presentation and we complicate that conversation, that presentation will make it worse for ourselves. This is down to everyone else who's talking to people and saying to people, you should be having a conversation with them and saying, this is about learning the skill. Every single person that I speak to, when I bring them on board with this business, I talk to them about learning this skill for themselves and putting some time and effort in to get to grips with this for themselves. It's not about just letting someone else do it for them. And we do have some people that come in and just let other people do the trades for them. And if you're going to let other people do the trades for them, well, then you're going to have to take the rough with the smooth. I also think that we had a conversation. I had a conversation with Dave earlier, and we were talking about we were talking about the. It wasn't Dave Clay. Apologies, Dave. It wasn't you. Different Dave. But I had a conversation with someone earlier about the trades that are coming through on indices. Now, my opinion, I don't think you should be taking any of the indices. I don't think you should be taking D30, US 30. I don't think you should be taking gold or oil if you've got less than, my opinion, £1,000. I asked Dennis. Dennis said 500. I told him that my advice to everyone had always been 1,000. And I said, am I being overcautious? And he said, no, you're just staying safe. And I don't have a problem with that. But if someone's coming on board with a £250 account, you can't be trading gold. You can't be trading oil. These things move so fast. They move like lightning at times. You know, we've seen spikes on gold. Silver's even more volatile. And we've seen how quickly these things move. Now, we've got some experience. We've been doing it for longer. And some of you guys now have really got to grips with the skills. You know how to trade for yourselves. But we need to be making sure that we express it clearly to brand new people that are coming in, because we do have a responsibility to new people when they come in to make sure that they are aware of what they're letting themselves in for. And like I said, I'm quite happy to take, when I had my conversation with someone earlier on today, I'm happy to say it's my fault for not explaining something. Unfortunately, the person that was actually doing those trades, did 9 trades in a row, was on a demo account, so no loss, and he actually learned a lesson. We were able to correct it, so that was fine. But one of the other things that I was concerned about was being told that some people feel that they're not able to mention it, because if they mention it in the groups, everyone else gets defensive and shouts them down, and they're not allowed to say what they feel. Well, that's never healthy. And that's why I wanted to mention this here tonight in front of everyone and say, if you have doubts, if you have questions, if your experiences are saying something different, well, let's bring it out and let's see what we can do to correct it. Because I honestly believe for everyone that lost money today, some of Dennis's trades went wrong. I know for a fact some of Dennis's trades just went wrong. There were a couple of his trades that I just didn't like and I didn't place. But some going wrong is part of the game. But it is important that people are going in at the right time, taking the right things at the right time, and just not making sure that they're not doing simple things that stack things against them. Does everyone get where I'm coming from with this?
Yep. I've been here over a year. I've seen how things went drastically wrong for a lot of people, and to have the protection that we have now of having stop losses is amazing. It's really helpful. But I do see a lot of new people coming into the group and saying, what's this, what's that, what's the next? And you can't assume that everybody's got an account that can handle it, but you also feel a bit uncomfortable saying, hey, your account's maybe a little PD small for trading on a standard.
Sorry, we'll translate that, don't worry.
And I know that a few folks been getting quite excited and going, GR30, what is that? You might need to not look at that one or play it on demo because your account probably can't handle it. And I've been playing with a really small account and trying to build it up. And I will take trades on gold, but that's because I know what gold will do. And I'm comfortable with that, but I certainly wouldn't say to a new person to go straight in and take gold trades or silver trades or indices or even the exotics. It's just completely different when you're doing trades for them. It moves for so much quicker.
I agree. I mean, the reason I'm bringing this up, guys, is because we're talking about networking this business. And if we're going to go out and network this, and we're going to network this properly and fairly, then we've got to understand that we've got a responsibility to the people that we bring on. And so we've got to give them as much information, as much support as they can. Because when you bring someone on and they start trading and they make money, you've got a customer for life. But if they come in and they blow money, even if that's their fault, if they come in and they blow money, they'll blame you for it. So the only thing that we can do to do our part is make sure that we explain to absolutely everyone what the risks are and stress to people, do not over leverage. I don't think you should have more than 4 trades open at any one time. Do not put too big a lot size in. I stick pretty rigidly to my 2%. So stick with decent risk management. Have your stops in place. And if a trade hits a stop loss, it's not a disaster. But you can't have good risk management if you've got a £300 account and you're trading DE 30 or US 30 because you've got to trade at 1.0 with IC markets. And if you want to trade that, you can still trade it, but have a different broker. CMC markets will let you trade at 0.1 on that. And you can then trade it safely. But let's point people in the right direction so that we're giving people the right information to give them the right experience to help make them profitable. When we make people profitable, then we have happy people around us and our team grows. Whenever you see a spike in growth, and we've seen a spike in growth the last couple of months, when you see a spike in growth, then you always find some teething problems. Yeah, Susanna, yeah, IC markets do allow gold and silver to do 0.01. Gold is my personal bane. Everyone knows, I tell everyone about it. I hate gold. Gold hates me. I make no bones about it. I don't take gold. The only time you should think about taking gold is if I'm in it, take it and place it the opposite direction to me because I know I'm going to lose. So, so I just don't take, when Dennis sends signals out on gold, I'm not bothered. You know, I just don't. I'll leave it. The one other thing, and it brings us on to another subject that's really important, because for an awful lot of people, there is this, they get psyched up about placing trades and the fear of missing out. People do not want to miss out on a trade. I don't care. You know, if I just take a look at it, if I don't like it, I won't take it. If everyone else then turns around and wins on it, I don't beat myself up about it. It was my choice not to take it, and I don't do it. And by the same token, if I take it, everyone else hits a stop loss. I don't turn around and say to everybody, no. It's like, just accept responsibility for what you're doing. But we need to teach people how to do that. But we need to give people the information. I've laboured that for long enough. I think everyone knows what we're talking about. I really hoped that there were going to be more people on here, because some of the people that sent me messages today and said that they weren't happy, I asked them to come on here so that
Roger,
I could clear the air with them.
can I say something?
Yeah, by all means, mate.
I mean, I haven't got a team yet, and you know this. I've been around quite a long time now, and Simon Brooks will be punching the screen and doing all sorts of things. So I've not even got my 2, but I think the presentation is so specific in the things that are said, and then the testimonies, that it just doesn't need tweaking at all, because there are things in there mentioned about 2 trades. If you lose 2 trades, you get out for the day. But like you say, I think it is just following that up with people and educating them that they've got to be really careful, and it's not just going to happen overnight. But I think you're right. You mess around with that presentation and it's tempting. All sorts of things can happen. So yeah, I totally believe in that presentation. And that's why I jump on and assist everyone with giving a testimony, even though I've not built a team yet, because I like doing it and I think it's good for people. But yeah, totally agree with you.
Thank you. Okay, so we've covered it. I've brought it up and I've let everyone or given everyone the opportunity to have their say. No one has really had their say on it, but if anyone has anything to add, please feel free to right now. Anyone, anything?
I think a lot of the people in the actual presentation does say that they take their own trades based on the education that they've taken. So we are coming for both sides. We do take copy and paste trades, but we also, once you've been here a wee while longer, you actually learn enough that you can take your own trades by analysing what's happening on the charts.
I mean, I do the presentation as well as watching the presentation. I do the presentation, and I know precisely what it says, and I was paying attention as Katie was going through it tonight, and we do, and Katie turns around and says, this is about education. You're paying for education, and we have to stress that that's what AIM Academy is. It's an education platform. The idea of us getting trade alerts that we have right now was to help people to earn money whilst they were learning. That was the idea behind it. And if they take those trades responsibly, we have to teach them how to take those trades responsibly. But if we teach them how to take those trades responsibly, we all know that they will make money as they're going through.
Roger,
Ross.
Can I just say, just when in your defence a wee bit, I was guilty of what you've said earlier in the chat tonight, but in your defence, you've been very, very good and clear with me when you've spoke to me what was required. I've kind of just looked at today as more of a learning curve and purely for practice. I've never expected to make money from the start, even on a demo account. So just don't be too hard on yourself.
It's not a question of being hard on myself, Ross. It is a question of just letting everyone else know about this as well, because it is a learning curve for everybody. That's why I tell everyone to go on a demo account in the first instance. I'd be mortified if people were losing real money and doing this. As it is, when someone does something wrong, then we can correct them, and it hasn't cost them any money to learn that lesson. But we still have to be aware and talk about it within ourselves, because, as I said, when someone turns around and said that they don't feel that anyone is allowed to say anything negative, well, that's not good. That really isn't good. If you have something to say, if you've got something that concerns you, you've got to be able to say it to us, and we can agree or disagree. We can explain it. We can maybe correct something that's wrong, but we've got to be able to talk things through, because we're all adults. You can't just turn around and hide your head under a rock if you don't like what someone's saying. That said, we've covered it to death, so let's not talk about that. What I did want to talk about, what tonight was meant to be all about, was talking about building a team. And that's, as I look at the people that are on the list, they're on the call here right now. Virtually everyone is here because they're here to build a team. And we do notice the difference. Whenever I turn around and I do a call and I mention that we've got trading on it, then we'll get double the number of people on. When this call is for people who want to build a team. And if you want to build a team, then this year is going to be the most spectacular year, in my opinion. And that's because we hooked up with Larry and Taylor Thompson. And I'm not going to go through the ins and outs of what the Wealth Building Academy is, because you've seen for yourself, all of you guys, a bunch of you are now part of the AIM Wealth Building Academy. You've seen the education that's there. You've seen the support that you get from Larry and Taylor. I'm getting messages from Larry whilst we're talking right now. There is a mountain of help and support that comes through. So what we really want to do is get as many people as possible into that academy by next week. So the cutoff date is the 28th of this month. So it's Sunday, last day of the month, to get people into the Wealth Building Academy. The qualification, we reduced the qualification last week because we originally said everybody had to be P600 and a member of the Academy. We've said now that they just have to be P150 and a member of the Academy. And we've got 5 days left to get you to P150. And to be honest with you, it doesn't matter whether you've been here for a year or a week. You can do P150 before Saturday if you really want to. We had Bailey sponsored Connor a couple of weeks ago, who came in and made P150 in his first 2 days. I haven't got the faintest idea what he's talking about. And we laugh and joke up with Caroline and Malcolm and said that they live on a rock in the middle of the ocean somewhere. You know, they live in the tiniest place, and half the island apparently seems to be talking about IM Academy, and yet here he comes in and he's rocking around, bouncing around, sponsoring people all over the place. It's, you know, you guys live in huge areas with hundreds of thousands of people around you. Some of you even more than that. You can find 3 people if you want to. The deal is using these calls. These calls really do sponsor people, but the numbers have been dropping off for the last fortnight, 3 weeks, Simon.
Yeah, about that. Can I just, I was on a call to a prospect when you was going through all your stuff. What people should be thinking about is when I look at trading, I have a couldn't care less attitude. I think to myself, if I don't get that trade or that deal, there's another one. There's trades all the time. I'm not desperate thinking, oh, I've got to get it, I've got to get it. And then people get in late, and the disadvantage of getting late, I'm not going to go into what Roger's going on about, but you miss the system. You miss taking the trade at the wrong entry. So you need to really just have a couldn't care less attitude. But I was just looking at my calculator here, and I'm thinking, and there's a lot of people that's on this Zoom that haven't got their 2. That is costing you over $2,000 a year that you're paying unnecessarily. I don't get that. I really don't compute that. So I'm thinking, we do these presentations, I say we, all the presenters do the presentations every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Saturday. What a phenomenal presentation these guys do. That you can just get people. I mean, I was on the call there for one of my prospects that was on tonight that Katie did from Sweden. And he said, I want to talk to you, I want to talk to you, I want to talk, I need this, I need this. And that is an experienced networker that was in one of my previous businesses. Now, I know that the presentation is spot on. And I know, and people say to me, yeah, but Simon, you know everything about business. Why don't you talk to people straight away without putting them on the call? I will never, ever speak to a prospect directly without putting them onto one of our Zoom presentations. Why? Because they're going to be listening to the presentation. They're going to be thinking, holy shit, if I join this, I don't understand what they're saying and everything else. And do I have to spend an hour like Simon's just done with me trying to explain it? No, you just put them into the Zoom presentation. So when they join after that, you turn around and say, there you go. You can do what I did. Just be a professional inviter. End of. Just invite people to the Zoom presentation and you can get you 2. And that will save you over $2,000 a year. And you can take that $2,000 and put it into a trading account after you finish your demo. But guys, you know, what Roger was saying is perfect, but really this is all about the Larry and Taylor event. These guys are crushing it. You need to understand the credentials of Larry Thompson. Larry Thompson is a billionaire. He's made millions and millions and millions and millions and millions from network marketing. And it's like, in my opinion, he holds the holy grail. And you need to be getting your people's people into the Larry Taylor Thompson's Academy. That is fundamental, absolutely fundamental. Roger, back to you.
Fundamental is a great word because that's what Larry and Taylor are all about, just teaching fundamentals. We're not teaching techniques. We're not teaching people how to become social media gurus. We're teaching people how to do the basic steps and do them the way you like. I don't know how many of you saw the Zoom on, the live on Sunday night. And there was a guy that was on the call. And all the time I was on there, Simon's sending me messages because there was a guy who was on there who was with Herbalife and was in the original Millionaire training, sat in the room. Distributor number 86 with Herbalife. It's like, oh my good Lord. There's more than 5 million distributors and he's distributor number 86. He was a bus driver at the time and he's a multi-millionaire now. And he said his top 4 legs in his business, they're all people who are in Herbalife's chairman's club, which means they're all millionaires in their own right. And every single one of them does the business differently to him. So the idea of teaching people you must do the business like me is just nonsense, really, because the reality of it is none of you can deliver the message like I can deliver it. I can't deliver the message like Daisy delivers it, like Katie delivers it, like Nick delivers it. We're all different people. We all have different personalities. And people join Katie because they love her personality, they love the enthusiasm. Same thing with Katie, same thing with Nick. People join for you. So why would we want you to try to be a carbon copy of me, or heaven forbid, a carbon copy of Simon? That's get shit at me. I was waiting for it. I was waiting.
Yeah.
It's really, it's about being you. And as Larry and Taylor are constantly telling you, you are perfectly good enough as you are right now. You are good enough to do whatever it is that you want to do with your business. We're here to help. We'll point you in the right direction. We'll give you some fundamentals. Larry and Taylor will do that. And they're going to do it in that Wealth Building Academy, in the focus group. That focus group is just for us. They're going to start honing in on just what we do for our business and for our prospects, because our business and our prospects are different from Herbalife prospects, because they're all talking about health and nutrition, this, that, and the other. We're not talking about that. But we're talking about something completely different. And we have two of the best on the planet. Someone who's been teaching this industry for 52 years and has created more than 1,000 millionaires personally. And that still just blows me away. And I go on the calls, and I get to talk to him on the calls, and I'm just still blown away that we're getting to talk to him. For 30 years, Simon and I just listened to those audios, and now we have access to him at the drop of a hat. It just blows me away, and he's excited about what we're doing.
I actually found them in my drawer, Millionaire Training, take 1, 2. They look so worn out. Amazing. And I wouldn't even know how to play them, because this was just going in my car cassette recorder.
Yeah. And even that was difficult, wasn't it? Push, play.
Yeah.
So guys, you've got 5 days left. Get yourself to P150. Here's the exciting thing about getting yourself to P150. When you get yourself to P150, you've got 3 people in your business, but those 3 people can also join the Wealth Building Academy with you. They can be part of the focus group with you. And if you've got those 3 people who are there because you did it, those 3 people will then get the same opportunities that you've got. And as they get to grips with it, they're building your business for you. That's what this is about. When we put a qualification on it, we didn't want to exclude anybody. We wanted to include as many people as we possibly could. That's why part of the qualification was to go out and find some more people, because that includes more people. All the new people that come on board, they can all come in as well. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build your teams. And we're doing everything we can with every tool that's available to us. So 5 days, we've got 1, 2, 3 more Zooms to get people onto. Don't forget also, for the next couple of days, something that will help you to get those, but for the next couple of days only, tomorrow night Daisy is going to be doing the presentation. The day after, Nick's going to be doing the presentation. On Saturday, I'll be doing it. By the time it comes to Saturday, I'll be saying you've got until tomorrow to take advantage of that $199 offer. There's just a couple of days left to get started. You've got every reason to get people to say now, let's rush and let's get started now. They're saving some money. We can get them in and get them in and get them to talk to their friends and get their friends in now so their friends can save some money, because by Monday, that offer's gone away. The price has gone back to the normal price. So use the tools that we have, get as many people as you can in, and we'll do everything that we can to work with you. You know where all the tools are, you know where the signals are. We're giving you everything we can give you. We're giving you the best trading signals we can. And we've talked about what we need to do with that, but have people take appropriate signals for them and not too many signals. Make sure that they're taking the best signals that they can. Also make sure that people are just talking to as many people as we can. We don't have to be fancy about the presentations. All you've got to say to someone is, if I can show you how to make 500 to 1500 a month without selling anything to anyone and without changing what you do, would you like to know some more about it? What are you doing at 7:30? That's it. End of story. Put that into your phrase, that however you want to phrase it, but it's really, really simple. The more we keep it simple, the better we'll be.
Even go down on a negative. Say, listen, Mary, I know it's not going to be for you, but just take a look. Take 14 to 15 minutes out your life to take the rest of your life off, if it's for you. I don't think it will be, but take a look. Costs nothing to look. Nothing.
Right, okay. In that case, at that point, unless there's anything else anyone else wants to bring up?
If you've got anything you want to mention, wave your hands. Put your camera on and wave your hands.
God, seriously flat tonight now, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Right, guys. It's usually more fun than this. We'll be back to normal service again tomorrow. Tomorrow night's the crazy night because we get to do a Facebook Live. That's going to be a bundle of laughs as ever, I'm sure. And we don't know where it's going to be tomorrow night because it's on Simon's, so it could be absolutely anywhere. The world could be seeing it.
Hold on, we will get that.
Could just be Simon's cat that sees it. I don't know.
Yeah. If I had a cat, that would be really good, but I don't have a cat. So everybody, unmute yourself and say goodnight and say goodbye.
Night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Night.
Good night, everybody. Bye.